Recording? Yeah. Well, hi there. Today we're here to talk about conflict resolution. And my name's Tony Sinicropi, and I'm going to go through some skills on the topic of conflict resolution. So bring you to speed. Conflict resolution is such an important management tool that we need. It's for the purpose to reduce costs and grievances, to manage grievances in the workplace, and the appropriate methods to do that. So we've got, communication is an important factor. We've got the resolution, the win-win approach, and that's what I want to talk to you about, and the strategies to implement that stuff. So I prepared a little PowerPoint presentation to go through that, and some handouts at the end of the presentation. So we're right to go. So conflict resolution. It's part C for the assessment there. Okay, conflict comes about from differences in needs, values and motivations amongst ourselves. So they're the main things amongst ourselves, what the need, a value, motivation, that's how conflict comes about itself. Conflict in itself is not a problem, so we need to understand that it's not a problem. It is what we do with it that counts. So we need to work with that conflict, not to make it personal about ourselves. It's what we do with it. It is important that we do something. It is important that we do something. Unresolved conflicts can demand a lot of attention. So we need to come to that. We need to work at it straight away. Act on it straight away. The skills. What are conflict resolution skills? These are the skills that enable us to bypass personal differences and open up possibilities. So we need to establish it's not personal, it's at the workplace. We need to resolve those. It is the shift that enables us to move from adversarial to cooperative. So we don't want to be there in litigation. We need to move the conflict. We need to have the tools and the skill to move from that situation to something that's cooperative and we can manage. Skillful conflict resolution is a powerful management tool. Take responsibility for your own behaviour. Be open to find a solution. Managing emotions, very important. Avoid blaming and look to the future and find opportunities. Verbalize feelings appropriately. So we don't want to attack people with words. We want to learn the skill. We need the skill to appropriately discuss, have a formal discussion or informal discussion when we enter conflict situation and grievances. The win-win approach. This is changing the conflict from an adversarial attack and defensive to cooperation. Do it my way. The conflict is a power struggle. That won't work. I want to win, and I want you to win too. That's the win-win approach. That's what we want to try to get there. The most important step is to understand the underlying needs rather than only looking at a solution and looking at solutions. Addressing each person's underlying needs means that you build solutions that acknowledge the value of those needs rather than denying them. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple when we can do it when we haven't got conflict in front of us. Strategies on the win-win approach. Going back to the underlying needs. Recognition of individual differences, openness to adapt one's position in the light of shared information and attitudes. So, attacking the problem, not the people. Yeah, we don't want to attack. We don't want to attack the other person in the situation. We want to work on the problem, the raw facts. That's what we need to do. Address them correctly. Okay. In this win-win approach, and especially in the conflict resolution scenario, we need to actively listen. Okay, that's an important skill. We need to actively listen to what they're saying, and they'll listen to us. Information, very important. What is the problem? What is the conflict? What is the grievances? So the information is the key. Get a clear picture. As an active listener, you are trying to find out about the needs, instructions, context, timing, etc., etc. Affirmation, acknowledging and exploring the problem together. We need to get that. Don't ignore and deny their feelings. Read non-verbal as well as the verbal. So we need to see the context, the picture, how they're presenting themselves. Are they withdrawn, the people, when we're talking? Are we engaged? Get back with them about their feelings as well as content. So yes, we want to be part with, I'm here to resolve this situation with you, I understand. Reflect back to them what you have heard to see if they're understanding. So yeah, very important. Engagement, getting back, do you understand this? Actively listen, respect the differences, all that sort of stuff. Inflammation, responding to an attack or complaint about you. We don't want that. Yeah? Active listening is an effective tool to deflame the situation. Okay? Don't defend yourself at first, as this will inflame it further. So we're not there to defend ourselves. Deal firstly with their emotions. Yeah? With their emotion. Tell them you are hearing how angry and upset they are, and correctly label their emotion as you perceive them. So again, get back to the raw fact. Clear and transparent. Deal with the situation. Acknowledge their side. Register their viewpoint. Yeah? So yeah, I've come with the situation, you register that. Yes. Okay, I've got this situation, this is the issue. Once the heat is out of the conversation, move towards a discussion and options for change. So we've done that part, now we move on to the other part. Deal with the facts. We've listened to them, we've dealt with the emotion. Appropriative assertiveness. When do I use I statements? How to state your case without raising the defences of the other person. Your I statement should be clear. It is an opener, not a resolution. Yeah? You understand that? So, yeah. An example, a guard is always reading the paper and this is seen by the client. How would you address this? Communication the emotions. Yeah? The 5 goals to achieve this in the process. There's 5 goals. Aim to avoid the desire to punch and blame. Yeah. Aim to improve the situation. Aim to communicate your feelings appropriately and action them. Aim to improve the relationship and increase communication. Well, start again. Punch and punish. I know. No, it's alright. Keep on going. I'm sorry. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, aim to avoid repeating the situation. Dub. Okay, so they're the points for communication. Map the conflict. Very important in mapping the conflict situation. Define the issue or conflict in an unbiased terms. Okay? Negotiation, the 5 principles. Be heard on the problem, not the person. Focus on the needs, not the position. Emphasis, common ground. Yeah? Be inactive on options. Inactive. Make clear arrangements. All these steps will need to be recorded and documented, such as meeting minutes. Very important to map the conflict from start to the beginning so we can work through, and once we come to an agreement we can sign off and manage that process accordingly. Yeah? The mediation, during the mediation, be objective, be supportive like you. Thank you. No judging. Steer the process, not content. Process. Steer the process, not the content. Content, yeah. And then the win-win resolution for all parties. Yeah. That I call effective teamwork. Okay? Mutual support for one another, communication, actively listen, discuss conflict in an informal and non-threatening manner. Very important that, so we don't want to bring more heat to the situation. Trust on the agreed goal that we set out to do. Everyone needs that trust, need to feel that. Respect everyone's abilities. Sometimes people feel threatened because their abilities are not as strong, so that's very important to respect them. Work towards agreements, encourage participation from others. And that's my talk on conflict resolution and towards how a business or organisation could start their pathway to better grievances practices. And
That was good, thanks.
yeah, and my mistake on punch is punish. Thanks anyway. Thanks for coming. Bye bye.